who hasn't been to shows know what's happening because he actually was trying to find us on Blog Talk, and I let him know that we're just on Mixler this time. But long story short here, to really get into it here,
Oh yeah.
as far as things go. All I know is that it was a blown opportunity with Sam and Cat. That really that show should be on its third season now. They did 35 episodes. They had 5 more to go, and they opted not to do them. I know that a lot of it had to do with holdout for more money, and the money you're making off the show, you know darn well that with Ariana Grande, she really doesn't need that
She
show
came from the
unless you're
Broadway
going to give
musical The
her
Lion
some
King.
residual
When they put her
income
on Broadway, you knew almost
and a
immediately
better
then that
piece of the
she
action
had
per
this,
episode.
promising future. Chuck Stoll always talked about how she had an amazing set of vocals, and I believe he referred to them as pipes, and he was dead on about that because she really could hit the high notes. She was the next Demi Lovato. I mean, Demi Lovato was the first one to hit those high notes at the end of her songs. That's the one thing that we look for. And we look for that out of Ariana Grande, too. We look for these high notes to eventually be hit on the songs, and no matter what song she would put out, she's able to hit these unbelievable high notes, and that should tell you right there. I mean, you listen to a song like Break Free, what kind of work are we going to hear from Ariana Grande in the future? I would say it's going to be outstanding. And I think that, these high notes definitely were an indication she didn't need to be an actress. She didn't need to be on 3 or 4 shows. After Victorious, she could have easily went from there into music. I don't know why she stayed with that. But, I mean, Sam and Cat was headed in a good direction, and they fooled it up. With Jeanette McCurdy and her tweets saying she's not a role model and stuff, I'm really skeptical on her future. I hope she's headed in a promising direction. I really don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people have. She'll still make it into the tabloids sometimes. She'll always make it into that because they'll look at her with a new boyfriend and whatnot. There was one tabloid
Yeah.
that gave both
And there are going to
Ariana
be
and
tabloids that are
Jeanette
going to come
McCurdy a
down
hard
on people
time
like
just
Ariana all the
because
time because they know that she's a
they were
success, and that's what the tabloids do. They immediately
interracial
find something that they
relationships.
can criticize and bring down. And obviously, with Ariana Grande being one of the top trends on What's Cool with PopCulture.com, obviously she is, and Michael Cole isn't. But the thing is, we've got, Ariana Grande out there now, so the tabloids are just jumping all over. We're talking about how she's this or she's that. The internet community loves to do that. PerezHilton.com loves to come down on Ariana Grande, and I think they really need to back off her. I think, in 6 months' time, that's going to tell us a lot. If Ariana Grande is still half retarded by Christmas or by, say, March or April of next year, that we could pretty much draw a conclusion. But I don't think right now we should be immediately jumping to a conclusion or drawing a conclusion about Ariana Grande because that's what people are doing.
See, Ariana
Yeah.
Grande, again, my church right now is held at the same prep school that she went to. My church, buys time to have a spot there to do their Sunday services, and
Mm-hmm.
Grande came from there. And I don't think Ariana is going to blow it. A lot of people thought that way of Miley Cyrus too. Granted, that she after Hannah Montana was all said and done, would probably just take the time out, go to college, and not be heard from for a
Yeah,
period
right.
of a period of 3 to 4 years, and then she'll be able to make this great comeback. Because Miley, people will not know how much Miley Cyrus reduced herself. When you listen to her on Disney, back when she was doing Hannah Montana on Disney, you heard that voice. She had an awesome voice, and and a lot of people said that anyone who really came from Disney really did not have that singing talent. Not Jump 5, not any of them had the singing talent that Raven Simone had. And then Miley came around at 14 years old and you could just hear the pipes on her when they did that live version of Best of Both Worlds.
Let me tell you something. This is probably going to end up on TMZ.com, what I'm going to say, but I really believe that right now Miley Cyrus cannot hold a candle to Ariana Grande. You put them in a singing competition or a duel, and Ariana Grande is going to outperform her and blow her out of the water. She can't compete with the stars that are being put out now. There's no way. Like Dove Cameron, for instance, there's no way. It's impossible.
Yeah, Dove Cameron, her voice is too. She it sounds like a little girl. I mean, that's exactly what Ashley Tisdale sounded like. What made Ashley Tisdale sell when she did videos for MTV was the ability that Ashley Tisdale had as far as sex appeal goes. And she had that at a very young age, and that was something they were trying to hide back on Disney. Now Disney is now letting sex appeal show with some of the more teens that are now young adults.
Yeah.
I mean, look what they do now with R5 with the female of the group. They're letting her wear low cut stuff on stage, and letting her wear pants that are so tight it's unbelievable just to show that off
Allison's
on her.
Her name.
Yet, Allison Lynch, yeah.
Only I would know that.
Allison's going to be lynched. No, I'm joking there with that one, of course. Actually, I've seen her interviewed, and she does not have one egotistical bone in her body, to be honest with you. She's not worried about being the star in R5. She's not doing anything like that. She's there to make sure the melodies and the harmonies match anytime they have to with her vocals, and she just does her thing on the keyboard. She's I mean, you'll never ever see someone like that unless you want to talk about White Zombie with the female bassist there from that one. But that's what I'll say there where that goes. As far as anyone from Disney, until when Victorious came out, I said, oh my God. I said, Victoria Justice is very good, can compete with anyone from Disney, but Elizabeth Gillies and even Leon Thomas and Ariana Grande were better than her at vocals. I said the only one Disney has, and I said Ariana was the best, with Elizabeth Gillies being a strong number 2 out of that cast as far as singing talent goes. And I said the only one from Disney that can compete with that has that type of a voice that's on their level and in their league was Demi Lovato.
You can see videos from different tracks that she has actually from her new album, Confident, on my Facebook page. It's at HEW Entertainment, facebook.com/HEW Entertainment for a quick reference for you guys. There's a lot of great music on that album, too. There's a song called Stone Cold. I don't know if Steve Austin's getting any royalties for that one. That's immediately what I thought about. I never asked Steve Austin that question when we had him on the radio on Blog Talk a couple of years ago. Probably should have. But I think that Demi's really headed in a great direction, no matter what kind of mix she has. See, the thing about Demi is, and the reason why you were a big fan of Demi, myself included, was because Demi has this voice. As long as nothing happens to Demi Lovato's voice, Demi Lovato can portray any image that she wants, and she's going places, no matter what way you want to look at her.
Exactly. I mean, she's done great work. I mean, and and I got to admit to that with her. Even after Disney, I mean, she's gotten past the attitude stage. She's gotten past her emotional wreck stage. I mean, that's something I got to say. As much as Disney seems to hold things together a little more for the long term, if 4 or 5 years is considered long term with people, I mean, with these kids.
Yeah.
But these kids wind up in rehabs all the time. I mean, the only one who I haven't really heard about going into rehab has been.
Oh God, I hope she does.
Has been Emily Eisman.
I hope she does. She was my
favorite. They wind up taking on these, and and of course what she's doing on Young and Hungry, some of it drives me crazy, and I turn it off sometimes now because they're getting a little too PC for me.
She was so great. I mean, there was so much that you could have done with Emily Osment. The best thing you had for her was to appear in a movie about cyberbullying where she was attempting to kill herself and things like that. That was the best you had for like one of the most talented stars to ever come out of Disney?
Yeah, I mean, she's not, I think she had singing thrust upon her while she was with Disney,
No.
but, she's not going out trying to make videos, music
Let's say this,
videos, or
Bob.
anything anymore.
Let's say this. Ladies
She
and
wants to be
gentlemen,
an
her name is
actress.
Emily Osmond.
The other-
YouTube her. Look her up on Facebook and Twitter. She has 400 million followers. Get it up to 800 million. Listen to us and make her into a star. If I'm creating the stars, the one that I want turned into a star is Emily Osmond.
Yeah, so, I mean, she's an actress. Of course, a lot of people talk,
I did.
including you,
I
talked
did.
about
I
seeing
saw
the kiss
that.
between her and Ashley
Obviously, great
Tisdale.
friendship there.
Yeah,
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
immediately picked up by Blondie Girl Productions, and I guess they tried to run
But,
with that,
yeah.
tried to create something off that, I think.
yeah, they really want to do something there. But here's one for you. Here's a question here for you. This is another Disney question. What is
The hottest Disney show going right now.